Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kat. I am the Nurse Flipper. If this is your first time here, welcome. Today is Friday, and I would like to go over this week's sales with you after what I showed you on Monday that went out. So we have sold $1,500 in the last week, and there are some pretty decent items going out. A few are really good that I think you should definitely keep an eye out for while you're sourcing. The rest are pretty good bread and butter. So they're, average $20 to $30 sales, but they're really good profits. You can find them cheap, and I am going to talk a little bit about an update with my death pile at the end of this, as well as a little bit about my day-to-day sourcing, which was absolutely amazing. So let's get started. So I am going to sit at my desk. I'm going to pop up some screenshots for you guys. I went live the last 3 Fridays, and I decided not to tonight. I'm actually recording really late. It's 8, so hopefully I'll be able to get this out to you guys by 10:30. But I figured versus going live, I would like to pop these screenshots up and show you what has sold throughout this week. I know there has been a lot of talk about eBay sales being down. Ours have been up and down. We are over our average today. We were yesterday as well. 2 of the 5 days were under our average. One was really low. It was like $80. And when you have $100,000 in inventory, an $80 day is pretty rough. So let's go ahead and take a look at what sold, and I will let you guys know how fast it sold. So first up is going to be this vintage keychain. This actually sold in less than a week. It is a CHRYSLER keychain. It was in my death pile, and it actually sold in less than 3 days. It sold for $9 plus shipping. The buyer all in was $14.48. I am less than $1 in. So this is about a $7.50 profit after fees, and it's an old keychain, so keep an eye out. You can get keychains for $1/4, 50 cents, and they are definitely great items that can sell, especially if they have car logos on them, any of your major car brands, especially if you find Mercedes or BMW, Cadillac. Those higher brands are going to sell for a little bit more. And then next, I actually picked this up at a estate sale, and I was proud of myself for doing that because I typically source these in lots from online auctions. This one I picked up for $5. This is a vintage framed matted. It is a print from 1976, a Ceylon Kingfisher. It is signed by Coheleach, and when you see these matted bird pictures, most of them are signed. A lot of them are going to have the bird name. You can look up and see what that bird sells for, any memorabilia or printed art with that bird. This one sold for $36.76 plus shipping. The buyer was actually $63.32 all in. It did take about 6 months to sell, so it is longer tail a lot of times with art pieces, so don't think they're going to sell really fast. But this was about a $28 profit. It was a small, like 11 by 14, so not super hard to ship. And I always keep an eye out. I have learned that bird prints or paintings, pretty much anything with birds, does very well. And this one had some water damage on the back of the frame, but it did not go through to the front. I did take a picture of that to show it. So if you do find stuff with a little bit of damage that doesn't affect the actual image quality, definitely just point it out to buyers, and I don't think it will really affect the value. Next, this is a pair of brass frogs. These guys are little. They're little 3-inch shelf sitters they are called, or they could sit on the edge of a potted plant. They are brass with a Veridis, a green like patina on them. They sold for $17.14. Another item at garage sales, thrift stores that you can find really cheap. Again, tiny, guys, tiny. And Garden stuff sells as well, especially, and I say this a lot, but animal stuff sells. You have collectors that collect frogs, they collect dragonflies, they collect butterflies, they collect birds. So when you find this stuff, it is pretty easy to keyword, and you have those collectors looking for really unique items to add to their collection. So the buyer on this was $27.63 all in, and we did make about a $14 profit. And those sold in about 3 months. Next, this was an amazing find. I actually found it up in Cincinnati, Ohio when I went to the reseller rally, and I only paid $2.99 for this at the Goodwill. I actually made a TikTok about this, so you might have already seen this item. Paid $2.99 at Goodwill. Took about 4 months to sell. It is a piano baby. Now, it is a pretty big piano baby. I have another piano baby up for sale. Normally, in my experience, they're only like 6 to 8 inches. This one was 12 inches. And I actually found the exact one for sale on Google Lens. And it sold for $122. But what I realized is mine was missing a string from a bonnet. It was not a very noticeable missing piece. So I feel like if people didn't see it, they wouldn't know it was missing. But I knew it was missing because I found the other one. So I ended up accepting a best offer of $99.99. Plus the buyer paid shipping. They were $111 all in. And this was over a $90 profit for us in 4 months. Really, really pretty baby. I have made a lot of money off of like Bisque porcelain babies. So another thing to keep an eye out. I found a whole bunch of them when I was up in Kentucky at one garage sale in the middle of nowhere. I got, I think 4 or 5 for $1. That sold for $30 to $50. You would like to say hi to the people? Okay. All right. They're right there. Tell them hello. Did you have a good day today? What did you do? Did you play with Carson today?
My Carson.
You played cars with Carson?
Yeah. And we put the crash.
And you made the cars crash? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Did Carson fall asleep?
Yeah.
Next, this took a long time to sell, and it did not sell for a lot of money. Sold for $10. It is a vintage Fruit of the Loom 1995 Harley Bike Week Spot Nicks shirt. This is one that it just sat there forever. Took a long time to sell. It had the Spotnik's Cabbage Patch bar on it. It is size extra large. It is, again, is vintage, only sold for $10, plus it actually went international, so it sold for $27 total. We are only a couple of dollars into that, so it will be about a $7 profit. Next is another item that I tell you guys quite a bit I pick up. Now, this is not a big sale, but you can find these for 50 cents, sometimes a quarter. I don't like to spend more than $1 on them. This is a vintage 6-inch tile trivet. So I find trivets everywhere. I find them at garage sales. I find them at thrift stores. I find them at flea markets. I find trivets everywhere. They're not big money. They're not big money, but they're nice bread and butter. It sold for $7 plus shipping. The buyer was $14.02 all in. And for us, it was about a $5 profit. And it only took about 2 months to sell. So if you can find some of those tile trivets with different states, again, you're keywording, you're finding collectors, people looking for stuff for their kitchen. Those are also good gifts for people as well. Nice little bread and butter item. And then up next is a vintage Regal electric knife. I got this in a buyout, so I was just a couple dollars in. It sold for $9 plus the buyer paid shipping. They were $21.83 all in. And again, another bread and butter. But when I can take $1, turn it into $9, which equates to about a $7 profit for me, I'm okay with that. The buyer does pay shipping. I don't do any free shipping, as you guys probably know by now. And if I didn't have these small $9 and $10 sales, I probably wouldn't have had any sales quite a few days this week. So I'm okay with that. So keep an eye out though, because some vintage kitchen electronics and gadgets can be worth quite a bit of money. And then next, this is a vintage Monet, and I was kind of disappointed with how low this sold, but I don't want to price high when there are comps and I see that it is selling low. So again, I am less than $1 in. This one sold for $10.49 plus the buyer paid shipping. They were $16.80 all in. It did sell in less than a month. It is Monet. It is silver tone. If you guys see, I did not use a background remover because there were just too many fine little details on this brooch that with a background remover, it took away rather than enhance the image. So I did leave that there, and it was marked as Monet. Big lot of jewelry. Again, got a lot of butterfly. Keep your eye out for butterflies, for dragonflies. I know I'm being repetitive, but I want to make sure you guys know when you are outsourcing, watch for this kind of stuff. It's a brooch, and it made us about an $8 profit. So I love doing brooches because they're pretty easy. I do front, back, I do a close-up if they are marked of the actual signature, and then they go into a jewelry box and into a padded envelope, and off they go. So they're very, very easy to list and ship. And then next is a Emilie and Theo blue bunny. This is like a lovey little like cuddle blanket for a baby. I got this for $1 at the thrift store, and it sold for $9.92 plus the buyer paid shipping. So they were $16.49 all in. Some of these loveys can be big money. So a lot of this stuff, if you look for the type of item versus the actual item, you might find some home runs. So this one was only about an $8 profit, but I have seen some of these sell up to $50 for a little lovey blanket. So keep your eye out for those. And then next we sold a vintage 4 maps of Los Angeles and Los Angeles vicinity. This was listed less than a week. I am less than $1 in. It sold for $6.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. They were actually $13 all in. So this is a piece of ephemera that sold really, really fast. Again, less than a week. And it sold for $6.99, so about a $5 profit. Again, I do not open the maps up when I list maps and ephemera. I just take a photo of the front, a photo of the back, and then I actually have some hard cardboard mailers that I got with my eBay shipping coupon. Slip them in there and off they go. And this one will be about a $5 profit. And then we have another brooch. So I love the brooches because I can actually sit on the couch, take photographs of them, list them while I'm watching TV. Dalton can actually still sit in front of me. I have a little 12 by 12 light box that is amazing for jewelry. I actually have a big box of jewelry up there. I'm probably gonna take some out and do some after I do this video. And this one is a Mylu, M-Y-L-U. It is a Christmas tree brooch. I got in a lot of Christmas tree brooches, and this one sold for $17.49 in less than 2 weeks. Plus the buyer paid shipping. They were $23 all in, making this one about a $15 profit. Again, front, back, signature, throw it in a box, ship it off. Watch out for brooches while you are out. I like to get my brooches from online auctions. I do have a video of High Bid if you would like to check it out. That is primarily the source that I use. You also can find some good jewelry and brooch lots on Shop Goodwill. I also have a video on that if you would like to check it out, kind of walking you through step by step how I look for lots. And I have found them to be very, very profitable, and I really like them because they're really easy to list and ship, and they don't take up a lot of room. So these brooches and the jewelry are definitely items for you guys with very limited space. Up next is one of the better sales of the week. This is some Loudmouth golf shorts. I've had them over a year. I'm gonna tell you guys, had them over a year. I did sell quite a few Loudmouth shorts when I first got them. These did not sell last Christmas. I was thinking they would. They did not, but they sold this Christmas. I am only about $1 in, actually less than $1. They sold for $36.76 plus the buyer paid shipping. They were in a total of $48.27, and we made over a $32 profit on these shorts. So make sure you know this brand. Again, it is Loudmouth. Most of their shorts are very, very bright. They're very colorful. They're very out there. And you should be able to notice them if you were looking. And they, again, are golf shorts. So they are, you know, like almost to knee length. And they sell very, very well. Up next is a Yadro, and this is a tiny baby Yadro. It was just a Yadro angel head. I actually had never seen these. I got it in a cart lot, so I was about $5 in because I paid up for this cart. I paid almost $400, but it had a lot of items in it, and this little Yadro angel was one of the items. So this one sold for $15 plus the buyer paid shipping, so they were $21.71 all in, and we made about $8. Now it did take about 4 months to sell, so not too horrible, but it was so tiny and made us a quick profit. Next, I only paid $1 for this, guys. This is one of the highest sales of the week. This is a vintage Izod Lacoste Orlan acrylic sweater. And now the tag does say Orlan. It does say it was made in the USA. It does have the alligator. And I only paid $1 for this sweater. So I got it at my favorite little thrift store for only $1. I just got around to listing it last week. It sold in less than a week. It sold to Japan for $89.24. Plus they paid international shipping. They were $112 all in, making this over a $80 profit. Watch out for vintage Izod Lacoste, especially these cardigan sweaters. I think of Mr. Rogers when I see these. I saw this, I immediately knew it would be something. I did not know it would be close to $100, and there are quite a few sold comps over $100 of cardigans just like mine. Really low sale, took a long time. Vintage Green Bay Packers hat. Not all Packers hats, not all hats at all are going to be big money. And this one only sold for $8 free shipping. I did not know it had free shipping when I accepted the $8 offer. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have, but it was listed over a year. So this was a Super Bowl hat from 1996, 1997 season, and it ended up making us like a couple dollars. So I really thought that there was calculated shipping on it when I accepted the offer. I didn't really pay attention, but that is okay. I'm glad to have it gone after a year. Then, this is another good sale, and I actually picked this basket up for $2 at a local thrift store. This is a beautiful hand-woven basket. It is almost like pine straw. It's very, very thin woven pieces, and it sold for $47.59 plus the buyer paid shipping. They paid $61.96 total. I only paid the $2, so this is over a $40 profit, and it only took, I think, about 3 months to sell, so that is not too horrible for this basket. And I priced it high. I didn't know if it would sell, but it did, and it was a great profit. So keep an eye out for very well-made baskets. Most baskets are going to be a dime a dozen. You know, they're not going to be worth much. The flower gathering baskets that kind of are shaped like that. I know I look kind of funny doing that, but those baskets are worth quite a bit of money. And these tightly woven, like tribal design baskets are worth quite a bit as well.
Not going to be petted.
Okay, well, pet him quietly. Okay. So next is this Pilgrim Cranberry vase. It was 7.5 inches, and this was another item on that cart lot. So again, $5 in. This one sold for $25 plus the buyer paid shipping, so they were $38.41 all in, and this is about a $17 profit for us, and it did sell in about 4 months. So not too bad. This was an offer I did accept. I think I had it listed about $29.99, so not a horrible offer. Check your vases. I'm not like an expert on vases. I do love the really thick glass vases. I love art glass vases, and anything that looks unique and unusual, I definitely keep an eye out for. Up last, and then we're going to talk about my sourcing day and we're going to talk about the death pile. So this is the last item. This one went out today. This is a vintage Waterford crystal oval pendant, and this one sold in less than a month for $34.99 plus a buyer paid shipping. They were $44.26 all in. I am less than $1 in an online jewelry lot, so this is about a $30 profit. So I will tell you guys that a lot of people have commented on my videos when I was sourcing Waterford and said that Waterford, a lot of it was not worth money. I will tell you, I made a lot of money on Waterford. So there might be some mass-produced Waterford out there that's like for the department stores. But I've had very, very good luck with Waterford. And it's really funny. Some stuff sells very well for people and some stuff does not. You will learn what you can sell. And I am lucky that I have the gift of keywords and I am able to think of different keywords to make items sell for a higher amount. Now, I will tell you guys, because I get asked, how do you get that much? Well, perceived value is definitely a thing. If you price your item up and you have the only item like that, there's no one to say that it's not worth that. And if somebody comes along and they want it bad enough, they will pay it. And you have to be willing to let it sit. You can't be in a rush and want stuff to sell right away. That is definitely one thing I have learned. I am okay with something sitting 6 months if it means making a $40 profit versus only a $15 profit. So make sure you do keywords. Make sure you use all 80 characters in your titles. Those would be my biggest tips. And now I will tell you, as far as my death pile, we have listed almost one shelf. So we actually are storing listed inventory in here on one of the racks, and it is almost all listed inventory at this point, probably about 75% on that rack. I still have 3 full racks of banker boxes, so about 45 bankers boxes that are not listed. But I have pulled some stuff out of those, so a lot of those are now half full because I'm pulling stuff out for my niece to list, and she can't list a lot of fragile and breakables that she wouldn't know how to photograph in keywords. So that stuff has to wait for me. I've been extremely sick the last 2 weeks with a common cold. I am feeling better. I am glad I am finally feeling better. I went sourcing today and I actually ran into 2 subscribers. If you guys are watching, hello. I went to a church sale. I drove over an hour to go to a church sale and I filled over half my trunk for $41. Absolutely amazing. I probably will put that video out tomorrow. It might end up being a 2-part video. I was there for over 2 hours. They had so much great stuff, and I did have to go through twice to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I did miss some stuff, and I'm glad I went back through the second time, and I got so much stuff. I even got a ton of awesome free stuff. I will give you guys a spoiler alert. I am going to keep the free stuff and list it on my store. So I'm not going to include that in the thrift box, but the other stuff from the church sale will be listed in a thrift box, but I'm going to keep the stuff from the free box. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going a little stir crazy not sourcing for myself. It is very, very hard. And I love finding stuff for you, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I miss my auctions. If you've watched me for any amount of time, I am a big auction buyer. I absolutely love auctions, and I love big hauls, and I love filling my car, and that is why I have such a big death pile, and I'm not allowing myself to do that right now, but I miss it. I really miss it. It's very, very hard. I am watching a few items on an auction now, actually only 5, but they are very high dollar items, and they're very small, so they won't add to my pile. I can list them as soon as I get them, but that's not one of my hauls where I go fill up the whole car. So I really am hoping after Thursday this week, So my schedule alternates every other week. After Thursday this week, I will be off 5 days, and I think I will put all of my energy into listing now that I am not sick and I am feeling better and can actually do some work. So I went to that church sale today, spent 2 hours there, and then I went to a new thrift store. It actually was 2 different stores, one for furniture and like collectibles, and then it was the same charity, but they had another store for clothes. So I went to those 2 and got videos for both of those. I got really great hauls at both, and I ran into subscribers at both those stores, different subscribers. So the stores that I go to regularly, I have never gotten noticed in, and then I go to 2 new stores today that I've never been to and got noticed in both. So I am really happy that you guys came up to me today. I don't know if they want me to say their names, so I'm not going to, but it was very nice to meet you both in person, and I'm really glad you came up to me. And when I say both, the first was a couple. So all 3 of you, I am glad to have met you today. And yeah, so we're working through the death pile. It was a big hindrance, me being sick and not being able to list, and my niece had the same bug, so really nobody was listing for over a week. And yeah, so that definitely delayed progress a little bit. I have a lot of stuff coming up for thrift boxes. If you are not familiar, I have vowed to not source for myself. I'm breaking that rule a little bit with the free stuff and with a few online. Hopefully I will win high price auction items. But 99% of it is getting thrifted. It is going to you. And a couple people have asked how it works, and more than a couple. So I will go ahead and explain that again since we are at the end of this video, and let you know that everything I thrift, if you see it in the thrift video, it goes into a box and I double my cost. So if I paid $1, I charge $2 and plus shipping. Now I do notify my channel members first. From all of my channel members, the $1.99 membership and above, and all of my boxes have thus far sold to channel members because I give them a 30-minute heads up, and typically they have sold out in seconds, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much that have got thrift boxes. And I wish I could thrift more. I know there are a lot of you that want it. If you want to have those first dibs and the heads up, definitely check out the channel membership. Again, the $1.99 membership, which includes an extra live a month just for channel members, as well as eBay store reviews. That level of membership includes those early notifications about the thrift boxes as well. And I also notify them early about death pile boxes. As I go through the death pile, if I find stuff that's appropriate to put into boxes to resell, then I am doing that as well. So I am going to end this video here. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing weekend. I am hoping to go to another church sale tomorrow, and I'm hoping to have my first church sale video up for you guys, as well as I'm going to call it a thrift box. It's not a thrift box, church sale box, but I'm going to have the first of those videos. I, again, think it'll be 2. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate the time that you spend with me. I appreciate each and every one of you that watch me. And to those of you that are my channel members and those of you that send me coffees and support me, it means a lot. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, so have a good weekend, guys. I will see you tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging out on the premiere. Bye-bye.